My name is Lee Gaddis.
Okay. And
I am currently the media coordinator of Occupy Detroit.
Okay. And we were talking about, we were explaining about from within the, about the banking system.
Yeah, one of the first jobs I had was at SunTrust Bank in Tampa, Florida. And inside that system, when we first started out, it was for everybody that made a deposit, for every dollar that was deposited, we could leverage $10 in lending. And so the money that we got back was the profit on that money that we lent out. In today's economy, you have leveraging for every dollar. In derivatives trading, they leverage it 32 to 1. That means that there's $750 trillion of derivatives traded for only $65 trillion of GDP for the entire planet. So this is an economic system that cannot sustain itself because it's based on nothing. So if the entire economic output of real labor for the entire planet is only $65 trillion, how can you be trading and making profits off of $750 trillion?
Right. So what's going to happen?
It's going to collapse. It's going to collapse. And the societies that will survive are those that can feed themselves, clothe themselves, and communities that actually work together on local scales of economy. And that's the shift that's going to happen, and that's the shift that is fighting. That's the shift that's being fought. So when you talk about local economies, when you talk about economies of scale,
resource-driven economy, where we're talking about back to reality.
Yeah, you're getting back. Yeah, it's a pendulum swing back to reality, and you also reached a period of peak oil. Right, where
we're at that right now, aren't we?
Yeah, we've passed it. We've already, we've already passed it. So we are in that period of peak oil. So what you're looking at is a situation where your biochemical industry, your big ag industry is all based on that petrochemicals to come in to be able to sustain it at the levels that they're sustaining it.
And even the combines and everything, all the heavy machinery,
all depend on the oil, right? Yeah. So and deprives the human labor. So when you get back to economies of communities of scale, communities working the soil, communities that don't pollute the rivers and streams, that don't damage the wildlife, you get to a balance back in harmony with nature, and that's what the pendulum is swinging back towards.
And this will be more than just an idea. This is going to be survival.
It becomes about survival, and not everybody's going to make it. So only the people who now understand the situation that they're in and prepare now to move away from it will be able to survive it. And some people just won't, because they won't understand the shift that is happening, and they won't be able to adapt, and therefore the consequences will be dire for them. But for people who build communities around sustainability, around being able to feed yourself, clothe yourself, provide shelter for yourself, those communities will be the ones that will be able to sustain themselves indefinitely.